Hi guys, I'm back in the car and this is week 9 of a diary of a first time property developer. Right guys, last week's video did a lot better than any of my other videos, and it was also the shortest video, which makes me think that you want to see less of me. Anyway, I'm going to try and keep this one a bit shorter this week as well, just to see if that is what it was. I did change a few other things with how I promote them, but this one is going to be a bit of a shorter one as well. Hi guys, welcome back. It's Monday afternoon. I've been to the building and had a meeting with Andy, who is doing the health and safety on our site, and it was a very good meeting. We had a quick walk round and he's generally happy with what's going on. As with everything with health and safety, it's always about making things better, so any advice and suggestions are going to be taken on board and we will obviously implement those. I was also talking to Andy about our obligations, being as we are the client and we have a principal contractor, so we have certain client obligations which I think that we have fulfilled now, i.e. the welfare unit, making sure people have hot water, cold water, drinking water, somewhere heated, and the changing room, dry room, all bits and pieces like that. So on our walk around checks, obviously we're going to be our walk around on our site meeting, we're going to be looking at stuff, and also we follow up with our weekly meeting on a Wednesday. We're going to make a note of anything to do with near misses, injuries, sickness, so that we can also cover ourselves off for the monitoring of health. Just as I was leaving, the site manager came back, and so I had a quick chat with him and a quick walk round. He was showing me some things on site which we can now make some decisions on. Some of the render on the inside looked like it had blown, so he pulled all of that off back to the block work, and now we just need to decide whether everything needs to come off, which I think we're leaning towards that is what's going to happen. I'm just thinking, if part of it's blown, what's the chances that the rest of it is, or at least different spots. And as I said to him, the last thing we want is to do everything nice and new and a fresh conversion, and then in a couple of years have any sort of problem. So we're just trying to make sure everything's built future proof and with some longevity in mind. Just a note in this room, the windowsill height's very low. It's a Class 2 listed building. The staircase is part of the listing, so that would be retained. Just a little note on this, so the risers are not all the same size, and that's something that we are doing on our other building, making sure that we don't build the floor level up so everything's still uniform all the way up. So this is the basement. I mean, I guess it's always going to look a little bit damp, or there will, over the years, this building is from the 1700s I think, so it's always going to have something. This is more modern look. So we've got concrete up there. I don't know what age, because those boards look quite thin. I'm guessing you would be using ply if it was more recent. Very old door frame. Just more of the same in here. This wall, again, I haven't got anything to check it with, but it looks quite wet. Just feels cold. Oh no, it does feel wet. That looks like it's been built out, if you can see from the doorway. We've got the same as that. Okay, we just got more of the same in there. Big steel. Come to site today because we had a meeting with the main contractor, and he was saying that next week we're getting the track delivered for the internal walls, and I just wanted to come and show my other half the building while it's all stripped out. She saw it when it was obviously a building in use, but since then she hasn't really seen it, so I can do a little. The other thing I wanted to do was a little walkthrough, because standing here it is quite crazy that you think this was an active building with all the different rooms. And what I do find funny, especially on these new build sites, is when you see the footprint of the building without any of the walls there, you kind of look and you think the size of the rooms don't look right. So just for example, obviously here where we've split this out, you can see there was 2 toilets in there. You see the dividing wall, and you just think it just doesn't look big enough to have accommodated that. I might try and remember the walkthrough I did when it was me and my brother here, and see if I can't put some of the footage from now and back then. So this was the room that had the server in it, in the corner. I'm trying to remember. There was a couple of doorways here, I think, and then through another doorway. I think we went through a room in here, and if I remember rightly, there was some more here. I think, to be honest, I did the walk round completely the other way, and then into what was Jim's office. So get it the other way. I remember coming through here, and there was definitely double doors. So anyway, I just wanted to come to site to get the last bit while it's still possibly the last bit. I'll probably come back next week and it won't be. We'll have probably moved on to something else instead. But I think the idea is for next week to start doing the insulation on the outside walls and on the ceiling, and then running the track for the internal separating rooms. So since I was last here, it has changed. Literally here a couple of days ago, and now we've got a bathroom. Also the stair trimmer, this piece of steel which is going to take some of the weights for the stairs, is also fixed at this end. Another reason why, like I say, I wanted to come here today, just to get it while it was still open. The guys did mention about putting this up, and I knew the fact that it was purely mentioned means that it was happening very quickly. This that I'm walking through is actually where the staircase is going to be. So for we're in the duplex now. This is the bathroom for the duplex, and this will be where the stairs runs up. What we spoke about while I was here the other day was whether or not, obviously the stairs is going to climb here and it will turn, which means there will be some space there as it goes through. At the minute there's a couple of courses of blocks, but I think we're probably going to cut them and then use the space underneath the stairs for storage, or possibly, because now we're in another building, if we can get the sound deadening right, that may be extra storage for this flat, but something to consider and speak to the architect about. Oh, while I'm here, looks good now, I think. This was the steel that's gone in just to take out the pressure off of that beam. For some reason, when we took the ceiling down, we noticed there was a crack in it. So this has basically been given to us as the easiest way to make sure that it's structurally sound, is to put the beam in, which is now fixed both ends. And this was the other thing that we didn't know at the time. So I think I showed some bit on the video where some of these blocks were cracked, and we thought we'd take the cracked ones out and use engineering bricks. But it actually comes to show that there's been a steel in there the whole way. Why? I don't know if anyone might know this, but why that was then built out and covered in block. The only thing I can think is it might be a fire thing. So obviously any steel has to be fireproofed. Have we got any left? No. See, look, that one over there is out as well. Maybe down here. These ones are out. That one is out. I'm guessing this is what they all look like, so I'm wondering whether there'll be another bit of steel behind there. But yeah, the only reason I can think is some sort of fire resistance. Obviously I've shown this quite a bit now. This is where the structural walls were removed, and all of the steel is now in, and that's all supported. But it's not going to be open for very long. The guys are really cracking on. Like I say, oh look, there's the superfoils turned up. And like I say, I think this is the next step, is putting this on the walls, on the inside of the outside walls. So I know the guys have spoken to the electricians and the plumbers, try and get everything put in behind, anything that needs to go along the wall, and anything that might need to go into the floor can all happen before it's closed up with the insulation. One thing I will say is the guys don't mess about. So they said, oh, we need a new manhole for the waste. that was 11 o'clock today, and it's already basically dug. I would show you, but obviously it's got board over it. Don't know if the other one's open. I might go. Don't want to go and annoy the guys. I will. Don't want to. Right. Is this is the waste one, isn't it? Yeah. And you're building 2 more.
Connected here. Connected here.
Oh, is that? But is that water, that one, or is that
No, this I don't know what it's water.
from the toilet?
It's not water.
Oh, okay. Yeah, no, I meant that the actual thing. Yeah.
It's not water. This may be boiler.
Oh, okay. Yeah, got you. But this one, this is what I'm saying. This is the whole toilet pipe, isn't it? The whole way through. Yeah. So 2 new manholes going to be here for the toilets. I think basically the manholes we've got at the back here go into some sort of soak away setup, so obviously not suitable for the waste from the bathrooms. But yeah, like I say, the guys speak in and hear about it at 11, and then they're already dug by, what time have we got now? 3 o'clock. It's already dug out and stuff, so that is all good. But I think that's going to be it really for this week. Again, I've got stuff this evening. I've got to do I've got to have another look at all the stuff for my health and safety. I can't remember what he calls it. Oh, like a revision thing this evening, and then last day and a test tomorrow. So yeah, we'll see how I get on. Probably shouldn't have mentioned it, because now if I don't pass it, then everyone will know. But like I said, it's only really for a bit of knowledge for myself. But yeah, anyway, that's pretty much it for this week. Hopefully next week we'll see some more big changes. I think the changes have kind of crept up a bit this week. So obviously we've had all the stills done over last weekend, and now we've got the bathroom already built. And like I say, next week we're going to be doing 2 layers of plasterboard on the ceiling, probably start having some electrics brought in, some plumbing brought in, and the insulation on the walls. So I think there's going to be a lot happening next week as well. Right, thanks very much guys, and I will see you next week.